So here are some trades, earnings trades that I'm going to be placing that are going to be announcing tomorrow. Today is Monday, April 22nd. These are going to be announcing today after market close and tomorrow before market open. So let's try to get these in real quick. FDEF looks like bearish. Let's see if I can shorten this. I'm going to run out of time here. Oh, why did I wait to the last minute? So let's do a strangle on this one. FDEF. Let's just run through it. So FDEF looks like it's going to be a strangle. I had to predict, I would say it's going to miss earnings and be down based on the fact that it's bearish span A, bearish Tencon, and it's within the cloud. So I would do a short call on that. Looks like it's going to miss earnings. RRC looks like it's going to miss earnings. It's below a bearish Tencon, however it is slightly bullish span A, but I think RRC is going to miss earnings. SFNC, bearish span A, bullish Tencon. I think it's going to be in line. I think that is going to be a bearish trade. It's trading below the span, so I think they're going to miss earnings. So I would sell a call, and that's SFNC. BRO, bullish. I think they are going to beat earnings, so I would sell a put on BRO because it's trading above the Tencon. EQBK, bearish span and trading within the channel. I think it's going to miss earnings. It's trading below the span and a bearish Tencon. EQBK. CE is trading slightly right at the bullish Tencon, bullish span A, although it is trading slightly below the Tencon. I think they're still going to beat earnings, sell the put on CE. WAL, it's going to trade below, so it's pretty much neutral span, and then Tencon is bullish, it's trading right below the bullish, so I'd say they're going to miss earnings, sell the call. WAL. NBTB, bearish span, it's slightly bearish Tencon, although it's bullish Tencon, it's trading below the Tencon. I think they're going to miss earnings, trading below the Tencon, and it's a bearish span, so sell a call. And ACC, bullish Tencon, bullish span, however it's trading below the bullish Tencon. Still optimistic, trading them quite a bit above the span, so I think they're going to beat earnings, and I would sell the put. ELS is bullish span, bullish Tencon, but trading below the Tencon. Nevertheless, the Tencon is trading above the span, so I think that it's going to beat earnings. Sell the put because the Tencon is above the span. WHR, we have a Tencon that is within the cloud and it's going bullish around April 21st, so I would sell the calls. That's bearish. Zion, it's bearish span, bullish Tencon, but trading at the low end of the Tencon, which is within the span. I would sell calls. That looks bearish. ADC is trading below a bearish Tencon. Just on that itself, I'm going to sell calls. That looks bearish. EGP is hard to tell with that one. I would leave that, no trade on EGP. VMI, bearish span, bearish Tencon, trading at the upper end of the bearish Tencon, but it's within the cloud, so sell calls. That's going to miss earnings. NWE is trading slightly bearish Tencon, and it's trading within the cloud, bearish Tencon, so that is going to miss earnings. Sell the calls. UCBI is bearish span, trading right at the bearish Tencon, bullish Tencon, but it's not above the cloud, so sell calls, that's bearish. And then NAVI trading above the cloud, but it is a bullish Tencon trading within that range. I would sell calls, that looks slightly bearish. And TIGO. Bearish. I would say, even though it's trading with, there is a bullish Tencon, bullish span, it's trading within that, so I would say bearish. The Tencon is not above the span, so bearish. HIW, bearish, trading below the slightly bearish Tencon, so bearish on that one. HXL, bearish span, slightly bearish Tencon, trading below the Tencon, I would say bearish overall. BDGE, slightly bearish span, trading bearish with the Tencon. I would sell. The call. So let's just do the next ones just by whether the Tencon is above or below the span, and whether it's above or below the Tencon. So where are we? BDGE, where am I? Okay, BXMT. So it's bearish because it's above the span, and it's touching the Tencon, so that's mixed. But let's just say bullish. It's bullish because it's above the span, and it's touching the span, so that's slightly bearish, but we'll say bullish overall. SPN, bullish, trading above the span, but within that range. Let's say bullish because it's above the span. NBHC, it's bearish span, but it's the Tencon is within the span, trading within that range, slightly bearish. So let's go bearish on NBHC. They're going to miss earnings. And then TSS, that's a bullish one. TSS is a bullish one, and then I would put money on trading above the span. Might even be one. Well, yeah. I mean, the implied volatility is not too bad. Maybe buy a call on that one. TSS looks very bullish. Snap. So Snap Inc., not Snapchat, and bullish Tencon, but trading at the low end of the bullish, still bullish. I think they're going to beat earnings. WRB, Tencon is bullish, trading above the span. I think they're going to beat earnings. And SYK, bearish, trading within the span, trading below the span. I think it's bearish and miss earnings. Right. ARAY, bearish, so trading below the Tenkan Kijun. HAFC trading, so it's bullish Tenkan, trading within that range, but trading, Tenkan is within the span, so that's bearish. Bearish for HAFC. SITC is trading, Tenkan is above the span, but the Tenkan is crossing over bearish. The candles touching into the candle, I'd say bearish on SITC. MANH, it's bullish. MANH is going to beat earnings, that is bullish. And IRBT, bullish Tenkan above the span, but it's the candle is touching, well, it's still closed above the candle, so let's say bullish on IRBT. CSL above the bullish Tenkan, which is above the bullish span, so it's bullish on CSL. CP bullish, very bullish on this one. Canadian Pacific, implied volatility is high. I would sell puts on Canadian Pacific. And if it gets put on me, then good. It looks very bullish. AMTD, bearish. So it's bullish Tenkan, but it's within the span, so that's overall bearish. AMTD, TXN, trading above the span, slightly below. The Tenkan's above the span, but it's trading slightly below the upper end of the span, so that's a tough one, but I would still say bullish. Span, Texas Instruments, bullish. TXN, UMBF, and that's because Texas Instruments, the Tenkan is above the span, and the Tenkan is bullish as well as the span. UMBF, bearish. Tenkan trading within the span. New core and new E. I'd say bearish on that, bearish span, and the Tenkan has crossed into bearish territory, trading below the Tenkan. New core is going to miss earnings. NTRS, Tenkan above the span, that's pretty bullish, but it's trading at the lower end of that bullish Tenkan. Nevertheless, yeah, actually, you know what? Bearish. It's bullish Tenkan above the span, but it's trading below the Tenkan, so Northern Trust, bearish. And that's good enough for now.